There is no faith and no courage and no sacrifice in doing what is expedient. What do you say to those viewers that don't pursue their dreams because they are too afraid to take risks and pursue something meaningful?
Well, the first thing I would say is, well, you should be afraid of taking risks and pursuing something meaningful. But you should be more afraid of staying where you are if it's making you miserable.
A study has come out. Having a bad job is worse than no job for mental health reasons in many cases. I want you to think about this. A new study shows that having no job may make you happier than having a job that is demanding, unstable, and thankless.
Everyone has a different personality. They have different interests, different things that they would be really satisfied pursuing. That's not encouraged. What's encouraged is go find a job. What's encouraged is go find some place that you can shove yourself into. Go find a square hole that you can stick your round peg and just fucking jam it in there and shave down the top and the bottom so you slide in with all this extra space on the sides and feel like shit for the rest of your life because you need a job, because you're in debt, because you have credit cards, because you have student loans, because that's what everybody does. And so you do it too. That's what's wrong.
But isn't it a luxury to pursue what is meaningful? Our viewers have mortgages, they have children, they have payments and loans. It's a luxury to pursue because we lack the resources.
Well, I don't remember now, I'm not talking about what makes you happy. It's a luxury to pursue what makes you happy. It's a moral obligation to pursue what you find meaningful. And that doesn't mean it's easy. It might require sacrifice. If you need to change your job too, let's say you have a family and children and a mortgage, you have responsibilities. You've already picked up those responsibilities. You don't just get to walk away scot-free and say, well, I don't like my job, I quit. That's no strategy. But what you might have to do is you think, well, this job is killing my soul. All right, so what do I have to do about that? Well, I have to look for another job. Well, no one wants to hire me. It's like, okay, maybe you need to educate yourself more. Maybe you need to update your curriculum vitae, your resume. Maybe you need to overcome your fear of being interviewed. Maybe you need to sharpen your social skills. Like, you have to think about these things strategically. If you're going to switch careers, you have to do it like an intelligent, responsible person. That might take you a couple of years of effort to do properly.
Act upon what you do know. Act upon what you do know as opposed to not act using what you don't know as a reason. So if you know you're in a job that doesn't serve you, if it's driving you nuts, if it's degrading you, dragging you down, holding you back, some would say this is crazy, but sometimes you've just got to make a bold move and give it up. And do what the Vikings did when they landed sometimes on a shore. They'd burn their ships because there was no going back. Yeah, we all would love to transition into our dream jobs before we give up the job that we have or the business that we have, but sometimes that's not available to us because the shittiness of the job that we're in or the business that we're in is actually closing us down, our creativity down, okay? It's closing us down emotionally. So therefore, it's blinding us from what's available to us. So sometimes you just give it up and then people say, yeah, but how am I going to pay the bills? On what? On the apartment. I said, well, which is more important, paying the bills and aesthetically looking as if you're still successful and still good, and paying for your Audi, you know, paying your installments? So that's more important than your happiness?
This is true. You know it's true. That's why you go in certain places, people look stressed out. You can tell by the texture of their skin. They're morbidly obese. You can tell. I blew up to like over 260 pounds. I hated my job, and they hated me.
You encounter one annoying thing a day at work, a small annoying thing. And then let's say, for the sake of argument, that you could have a little battle about that and improve it somewhat. Or you could just say it doesn't matter. It's like, probably doesn't matter today, or it might not even matter tomorrow, but if you make 1,000 decisions like that, which you will do over 3 years, then now you have 1,000 things bugging you at work. And if you wait for 5 years, then it's 2,000 things. And the same thing happens with your kids, and the same thing happens in your marriage. Those things accrue and they turn into a monster. Imagine you were taking care of yourself like you were someone you cared for. If you could have what you needed and wanted, what would it be? What sort of friends would you have? What would your family relationships look like? How would you conduct yourself with your children? How would you educate yourself? You need to think through how it is that your life could be properly arranged if you had that ability. And then you can aim at that. And the funny thing is that if you do posit a goal of that sort and work towards it, you will move towards it. The goal will change because you'll learn things along the way.
What if I fail and try and then fail again? You must understand that difficult times will come. There's absolutely nothing you can do about that. What you can do, however, is decide what you're going to do with the times. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. Just remember that there are a lot of people you still have to prove wrong. But more importantly, remember you are doing this for yourself. I'm not going to tell you it will be all easy, but I am telling you it is going to be all worth it.